まあ仲間も強制的にこっちがいいでしょ。
So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, let me give a rundown of how I had the opportunity to even attend this Mizunami race weekend. So we'll start with the man on the left here. This is Takuma Koga, or we know him as Koga-san. He actively drives in the Arca Menard series. He pilots this beautiful Macnica 12 car, which was actually voted the best design for this year, and I really couldn't agree more. He will also be driving the 53 car in the Xfinity series with Joey Gase Motorsports, so look out for that. And then on the right, we have Taka-san. Taka-san is the Team Blute owner, boss, principal, whatever. His experience goes back to the 90s where they competed in championships all around the world. So he has loads of experience and he's kind of a bigger name when it comes to these events. A lot of people know him for his technical ability. So back in January, we had the Ikejima race, which I made a video about, and Koga-san was competing in the Masters class while I was competing in the senior class, and he was impressed with my skills on the track. So after the race, he invited me to drive his extra kart at
Mizunami.
Physical Mizunami is most
High level.
highest level.
We need to get you some fundraising.
Yeah, I gotta make the time for that. Also, Mizunami round 1 and 2, here we are. This is KS Global Japan shop. We have Marquinhos over here. Dodo is down there on the Prius. Thank you. This is his FDJ3 machine. There's a video of him absolutely destroying his rear end at Ebisu. But they got it cleaned up for the FDJ season coming up. Not all of these cars are for sale, but majority of them are. This is Dodo himself. This car is very cleaned up now. Wait, Marquinhos paints this?
Yeah.
And that?
Yeah.
I like this blue. He's lending us a rental Prius for the weekend. Thank you very much. Marquinhos, the legend, putting wipers on the car. So kind of just waiting. I'm not sure really where to go yet, but this is pretty legit stuff. So this is our pit area. And machine getting it put together. Takahashi-san, Team Blute boss. They even got my name on the side of the nose panel, nasal, nasal. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to go help out and be useful. So here is my second overall practice session. We did the first one on wet tires with a drying track, mostly dry. The sun decided to come out and started drying the track up. But anyways, we exit the pits. We are on a used D5 tire. I see they're kind of dirty, so I want to kind of scrub the rocks off of them. Here we understeer right, try left, and yeah, spin the cart. Not ideal. I kind of just make a fool of myself on an outlap. Just wasting unnecessary time, and now my tires are even more dirty than they were before I spun. So a little bit of an embarrassing moment, but this is kind of the story of the weekend, and we'll just fast forward a bit. Pay attention to the front nasal panel as well as the steering wheel. This entire session I was getting really bad vibrations. The cart was shaking vigorously throughout the straights, and I thought something was wrong with the drive shaft or just the wheels weren't balanced. So before anything really broke, I decided to pull into the pits, and this is where they mentioned that I need to clean up the tires a little bit more. There's gum that the tire generates on the edges, and while you go through a turn, it will push that gum through on different sections of the tire. You can kind of see in this picture here, you see the gum on the inside of the front and right tire, and that just causes an imbalance while it rotates. So the next few laps, I just really tried to clean up the tire and get used to all the new things this kart was throwing at me. So skip throughout the day a little bit. I want to say this is 2 practice sessions later, and we're on a much newer D5 tire. So I'll just go ahead and talk through this lap. So we have a pretty long home straight, and then we come into turn 1. Turn 1's completely flat. Even on the wet tire, I think it's pretty flat. Turn 2, it's a little downhill, super fast. I lose the rear end almost every time. Turn 3 or 4 is really fast, flat, and then you come into turn 5. Brake hard. I can't figure this exit out for my life. Small lift into 7. Hard on the brakes here. This is the lowest RPM, and somebody sneaks down the inside. I just could not, for the life of me, figure out the exits to these turns. I think this is 11 and 10. I don't really lose much time there, but here is where I just lose the most time. You can see them pull away so much. I couldn't figure out the exits for the life of me. I just constantly lose the rear, and you can see the weight difference as 92 cruises past us, probably 20 kilometers faster than us. So I was about 5 or 6 kilos overweight, so the top speed was just not there. As you see, these karts filter throughout. I really wanted to just try to stick with these guys, but on the exits they just completely pull away from me. So I was really hopeless in a way for the exits because they're just cruising right past me. So this section right here, 11 and 12 is not much of a problem, but we come into 13 and I think 14, I'm just struggling with the rear way too much. I have to be patient for the gas. And that's what I think leads them to get a much better exit than me. We're getting into a bit of traffic now, and the last couple of karts that passed me are pretty much the fastest guys at this track, so I would like to keep up with them. I thought this guy was going to give me the inside, but he decides to just follow them through, and then yeah, we have 77 follow us through. Here you can the iRacer boy in me wants to take the inside curb, but for these karts you don't. That's really not the move because you'll lose the rear and slide out just like I did. Again, we're pretty decent through this section. Little bump off the gas. I'm waiting way too much. Take the inside curb as a sim racer does, and we lose the rear and get a terrible exit. I really don't know where the hell I'm losing all of this time. I was about a second, maybe 1.2 seconds off the pace all weekend. So it's just really struggling with confidence because right there you can just see me lose the rear of the kart mid-corner, which I don't understand why. Again here, the rear sliding out leads me to a terrible exit. It could just be my driving style. I'm probably driving completely wrong. But it's a new track for me, new kart. Overall, new experience. Taking curbs like that is completely new to me. We were able to put in a 46.4, which is about 9/10 off the front of the pack. So I'm getting a little bit of coaching from Koga-san and Takahashi-san. They're just telling me to drive deeper into the corner and carry more speed. I'm kind of just braking too much, like too early. There's also points where I'm coasting for too long, and I can either be on the gas or the brake. I think my session's up in about an hour, and then that'll be the final session. That'll be the final session for today, and then tomorrow, Friday, we have 4 more practice sessions.